Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the restoration of the RR radio, Belgian-made tube radio. I'm filming this at the end, so this is the state that you'll see the chassis in at the end of this video, but I wanted to record the introduction at the end. What we're gonna do in this video is I'm gonna dismantle the chassis even further and prepare everything so that I can start working on repainting, restoring the chassis itself. We'll do a lot of things. I'll dismantle, as you'll see here, the caps and the cans on the top. I'll disconnect all the tube sockets, disconnect the potentiometers. We'll have a look at the potentiometers and repair these if needed. I first want to say something. I know it's been a while since I posted an update on this radio, but that's mainly because it's such a huge project and I want to post videos per subject. So I don't want to do it completely chronologically because otherwise it would be like a 20 episode series, and the content would be all over the place, and if you want to find something back in the future, it would be nearly impossible to know what I did in which video. In the meantime, I've also been working on the speaker, but we'll save that for another video. So this video will be about all the hardware on the chassis, restoring that, and getting the chassis ready for repainting. So without further ado, let's jump into the video, and again, thanks for joining me in this very interesting restoration. Okay, obviously one of the things that I need to do is clean a bit further here because it's still quite dirty, even though I cleaned already quite extensively. What I also already did is here the cans, which are the shields for the tubes. Paint has been removed and the oxidation has been removed. So these are ready for to be painted again. Now, one of the two has the cap missing. See, this guy, and it has already been obviously missing for quite a long time because there was a lot of corrosion here on the top, whereas this one is still completely untarnished. So yeah, it has already been missing for a long time. I don't think I'm gonna replace it. What is curious was that originally this rim wasn't painted, but there was green paint here on the rim between these openings in the caps. So that means that these things have been painted with the caps on. And here as well, here you can still see it slightly, that there was paint here. So these have been painted with these caps on originally. So I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. For this one, I'm definitely gonna paint the rim as well, because that will prevent it from corroding, as I don't have a second cap. But yeah, for this one, not sure yet if I'm gonna paint it with or without the cap on top. I'm gonna try to remove the cans here as well for the coils. Not sure yet how that works. I'll have to check. And then, yeah, it would be ideal if I could take them off and paint them separately from the chassis, because otherwise it will be very difficult to get in here in between the cans and everything to get everything painted correctly. So let me just check if these come off and how they come off, because I really don't know. Okay, I think I found it. So you have here on top 3 big cans. And you see they are fixed with 4 screws basically. So you have here a normal flathead screw on the inner side, and then here on the outer side you have 2 washers that are from the screw that comes from above. So I guess if you the normal screws, that they keep the coil in place, and the washers, they keep the can in place. So I just need to remove here these washers, I guess, and we should be in business, or at least we should be able to check what's inside and see if the coil, the can comes loose. See, yeah, it starts wiggling. So I should be able to remove these now. Now I think that these from this can have originally been removed at some point, because I do see some scratches here on the paint. And I also see here this black paint on the washer is rubbed off. So I think the middle one here, somebody has been in there before. Let's see what they did. The other two, they seem untouched because there is still paint on the screw, but not here for the middle one. So let me just, I already untightened these as well. Let me just here remove these washers and then see if we can remove the can. Okay, so I loosened this can. Let's see what's inside. Yeah, it does pop off. Okay. It also can use quite a bit of cleaning, I think. But at least now we have the can off, so I can also strip the paint from this guy. And oh, there is a cap inside. Good to know. Interesting. Anyway, what I wanted to say, I can remove the cans now as well for the other 4 coils. And then I can strip the paint of these as well, and I'll paint them together in one batch with the other cans, right? But first, obviously, I need to remove all the caps here for the tube connections. So these 4. So let me do that first, and then we can remove the cans. Obviously now, I have to pay attention that I don't put the chassis on this side anymore on the table, because this cannot cope with any pressure, I guess. Okay. Now this is interesting. See, somebody clearly has taped this up with some band-aid. So this should be checked. This is the cap to the tube, and then, if I remember correctly, this was connected to the tuning condenser. So I'm just going to remove this one. And it's so the connection that comes out in the middle of the wire here, that should go to the tube. This is also the tuning or the can that if I remember correctly or judge correctly, was opened up. So maybe a wire has been snapped off at some point and they needed to fix that. I don't know. Here, basically, it's the same mechanism, see? But this is still original. This is not fixed with a band-aid like this one. So I guess if I remove this, the wire will come off. Not only the cap, but also the wire. Yeah, indeed. So just gonna put these aside. Now I can remove all the cans. Yeah, maybe it's not a bad idea to check what's in here. I need to take it off anyway, because it won't go through the whole of the can otherwise. So let's see what's in here. These are just 2 wires that are taped together and not soldered. See? Yeah. Or not soldered decently anyway. The band-aid is just completely deteriorating. Yeah, indeed. They are just twisted together and then taped together with a band-aid. Wonderful. Yeah, they were very slightly soldered. So that's something that we need to fix. Okay, all the cans are off. And as you see, the coils do need a bit of cleaning. They are really very dirty of all the dust that fell inside over time. So I'm gonna do that, clean everything up, and then strip these cans from their paint and give them a new coat of paint. Next up here, I'm gonna try and remove these 2 plates or batches. This is a small batch with serial number, I guess. And I'm gonna remove it if I can. Wait, is this bolt with a Okay, so you see here these batches with fixed to the chassis with some split pins. I already tried to remove this guy, but one of the legs broke off. So it's not going to be easy to reuse these pins, but I do want to get the badge off because I want to obviously repaint the chassis. So I'm trying to get this bent straight again without breaking anything, but it's not easy at all. So they are really tough to bend, but they are also easy to break, which is a bad combination. Okay, this should work. Yeah, see. So I have one here in more or less unharmed condition. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to remove the other three as well. Okay, here we have it. This badge, I don't know what type of material it is. I don't know if it's brass. I think so, but it looks quite tarnished or dirty or both. I don't know. Let's see if it cleans up. I don't think it easily cleans up, and I might have to rework this as well. See, this doesn't... I don't know if it's tarnishing or what it is, but it doesn't come off easily. Let me see here on the back side. Yeah, I do think it's brass. Might need a polish and then a repaint perhaps. Okay, so how do I do this? I have a paintbrush here, which almost doesn't have any hairs left. I mean, it's yeah, completely worn out. So I only have like 1 millimeter of a hair left. So, but that makes it really, yeah, stiff. I put a bit of what is this, metal polish paste on it, and then we are going to use this to polish this thing. And normally that should work pretty well. See, and now let's wipe this off. See, that's a lot better already. And these black spots here, those are spots where the paint is missing, the red paint is missing, and where the brass underneath is tarnished through the paint. So I'm just gonna continue here cleaning this up, and then we'll see in the end what we need to do, if we need some repainting or what we need to do. See, but I think all of this should clean up quite well. It's a bit of a delicate work, but I think it should clean up quite well. Okay, let me go ahead here and see how far I can get this looking better. Okay, this is already looking quite a bit better. We do have a couple of tarnished bits, like over here in the black part. For the rest, the black part is quite okay. There are some small spots, but nothing major. The red is something else. See, there we have lots of places where the red is basically gone. So I think I will have to at least redo the red parts here. Now the thing is, this red paint, it has a bit of a shine effect. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it reminds me a bit like this is just colored in with a Sharpie or something. And I think it's because the paint is quite light and the brass is shining through. So if I want to replicate that, I will have to dilute my paint quite heavily. Yeah, let's see if I can do that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and clean this a bit further. See, there are some areas here where it's still quite dirty. And then I'll clean up the tarnishing here as well. Okay, I took off all the red because I think that's the only way to make it look good if I just redo the red all at once. Because it's also the only way to get rid of the tarnishing. And doing touch-ups, yeah, you're never gonna match it exactly. So I'm just gonna do the entire R again. So now let me try to mix some paint here. I hope I will get something that matches the original color. Okay, so I mixed a bit of paint here. It's just simply some red paint, but it's diluted quite heavily. So let's see what this gives. Now the nice thing here is that the R, which I need to paint, is like embossed. So the edges, they are sticking up. So normally that should help me yeah, staying a bit here in the correct shape. Yeah, obviously now because the paint is so diluted, it's not really, see, it's just, yeah, it's, yeah, see, it doesn't catch on the brass, so this won't work. See, nope, that won't work. I think I might need to put a layer of varnish here instead first. Okay, so I repainted the R. I didn't manage to get it as translucent as I wanted. Now, obviously, I also don't know if the original one was translucent or if the paint was just, yeah, faded over time. So I just decided to paint it totally normal red. And I think it looks great, actually. The black part, well, the only thing where there is a bit of paint chipped off is over here. And it wouldn't, yeah, it would be a pity if I would have to repaint everything because everywhere else it's still quite okay. I don't see any issues with the black paint anywhere. So I only need to touch up this, and I'm like I said, I'm gonna try to touch it up instead of having to repaint everything. Now I don't know if this will work because I don't know how my black is gonna match that black because I think it's a bit like it's very matte, the black here. It's not as deep black as I, yeah. So I don't know. I mixed here a bit also, a bit of diluted black. So let's see what happens and if we can. No, no, no. It's way darker. Way, way darker. Huh. See? So this isn't really gonna work. See, that's way darker. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, obviously it hasn't dried yet. Let me try something here. That honestly doesn't look too bad. It's not perfect, but that dulls it out a bit. I just need to let this dry and then see how this paint looks like when it's dried. Could be that it's okay. Yeah, this might work with the Q-tip to dull it out a bit. That's not looking too bad. I'm gonna let this dry and then we will see if you can still make out the touch-up. I'm just quickly gonna remove the power cord here because yeah, I don't think it's original anyway because it's plastic. I think it has been replaced at some point, and yeah, it's totally gone. So yeah, I do need to change the power cord anyway, and it's annoying me because it's every time that I'm yeah lifting the chassis up, the power cord is everywhere in the way. So I'm just gonna remove it. One side is here soldered to the voltage selector. Um, Let me see if I can easily remove it. It should be no problem. Yeah, and here you can clearly see, I think, that it's not original because if you look at how the other wires are done here, it's totally different from this one. And the other side is here attached to the on-off switch. Okay, now this can come out and I'm finally not being annoyed anymore by this power cord being in the way all the time. The only pity is the plug. See, I do like the plug. I think it fits the radio. It's a bit Art Deco as well. It might even be the original plug. I'm not sure, but I don't think I will reuse it because you see it's totally tarnished, and I will probably fit a 3-prong cord with an earth wire. So, but I will definitely keep this one. It's Bakelite, I think, and it's really nice. Okay, so I've loosened all the tube sockets. See, they are all loose, which means that I can put like a piece of cardboard in between or something to cover them off because I'm preparing the entire chassis for repainting. I also removed the grommets for the tuning condenser. Yeah, yeah, I think that says enough. They really need to be replaced. Next thing I'm gonna do here is removing these potentiometers because I think it's easier if they are out instead of trying to mask them off. And then also I can check them and clean them while they are outside because that I think will be a lot easier. What they actually do, we will come back to that later when we are talking more about the electronics. This one has a switch. This is the on-off switch, and this one is just a normal potentiometer. Just for my reference, and it has 3 connections. So this one here is going to chassis, and then you have 2 over here. The top one is connected here to this tube, which is, I believe, the output pentode. Yes, indeed. And this one here is connected to this tube via a capacitor, and that's the detector. So just for my reference, well, let's try to desolder these wires. Yeah, that's quite easy to do. Yeah. Now this one here, let me get you a bit closer. See, chassis ground here in this radio is yeah done via this bare copper solid wires, which I don't know how easy it will be to remove those, but I think it's easier to move the lug out of the way. Yeah, indeed. Okay. So now we can take the potentiometer out, and this potentiometer is the only one which has this flat hat screws. So let me just take it out, and then we can have a look and see if it needs cleaning. Well, it does need cleaning because it's really stiff. So yeah, we're gonna have a bit of work on this one. Okay, so this potentiometer measures 800K. I don't see any markings on it whatsoever related to the resistance it should be, so I have no clue what it should be. Now, since it's like very close to 800, I think that should still be fine. I mean, now if I measure to the wiper, then you'll see that if I turn it up, it's jumping all over the place. See, it's 6K, 2K, 5K, 20K, 30K. It's really erratic. So see, 48, 40, 51, 54. Okay, 70. And again, all over the place. See, we had... So it's quite dirty inside, I believe. If I turn it all the way up, indeed, it's 800K. So it's still working fine, I think. It's just incredibly dirty. Let me see if I can open this up, because I think that'll be better to clean it up. It's also incredibly stiff. And you see, this is mounted on this phenolic board. Maybe it's best to mark it somehow that I know what the position is, more or less, before I remove this board. Now, what is funny... Okay, so I marked the original position of this board. What is funny is, there is some text here on the back. Central Lab Milwaukee, and then some number of patents. But the nut here on top, it's imperial size, so it's an American nut. So, which is interesting in a Belgian radio. Okay. Here we have another nut. Made in USA, indeed. Okay, so I finally managed to get this potentiometer open. I tried, because it was so difficult to open, I tried cleaning it first with contact spray, but that only made things worse. So I'm now finally managed to get it open by removing the last nut here on the front. And that nut was extremely difficult to remove, but I managed to do it anyway. Now, how does it fit inside here? Well, you see this notch here on the wiper. That fits in that notch over there. See, like that. Now, how this works, I believe, is that this pin here acts as a sort of spring. You could see this as the wiper, but it's not really the wiper, because this pin here pushes. You have here a metal ring, and that pushes the metal ring towards, and you can't really see it well on video, I guess, but there is a carbon trace here on the, or a trace here on the outside, and that pushes this metal ring against this trace on the outside. Let me see if I can put it back in how it should be. Come on. Yeah, it doesn't want to stay in place, but I think it should be like that. And if you then, come on, if you then rotate, see how this works. It pushes this middle ring against the outer ring. The middle ring is the wiper, I guess. Now, obviously, you can already see that this can this can become an issue in terms of corrosion. Because if you look here on the outside, then yeah, it is quite tarnished. So we're gonna have to clean this up. So I'm just trying to clean this up as much as I can with a fiberglass brush. It's not difficult, not easy to reach, but I don't need to reach everywhere. See here, it's extremely tarnished, but that point normally isn't used, so it doesn't really matter that much. See the notches over there, so the first contact is, oh, I damaged the carbon trace here a bit, I think. That's not good. Now, what we also can do is try to clean the trace a bit with some alcohol. Like this. Whoa, okay, I damaged it really badly over there. That's not good. Shit. At least I think it's a carbon trace, but damn. That sucks. Honestly, I think it's working fine now. So I put it back together with the nut. I tightened the wiper. And see, so this is on the fully, what is it? Open position or closed, depending on how you look at it. And if I turn the wiper, see, it creeps up slowly. It's clearly a logarithmic pot. So see 10K, 11K, 20K. And now it starts going fast, obviously, because it's logarithmic. We're already at 100K, 200, 400, and yeah, almost 800K. See? If I bend this a bit more here, should be able to do that. See, 750. I think if I measure the entire track, yeah, 750, okay. Now, I still don't know what value of pot it should be. The only thing I have here is a number 72105. No idea what it means. I think it's maybe just a serial number. There is nowhere indicated what pot it should be. Is it the 750? 750 is a common value, so I guess it's a 750. But I'm going to just put it back together so this piece fits on top like this. And then this one fits like that. Yeah, has to stay in place. So I'm gonna put it back together and call this one good. Okay. Yeah, it's working much better now. It's also much more smooth. So I'm just gonna mount things back together and then we can check the next potentiometer. Hopefully that one will be a bit smoother to get going again. Okay, next is this big guy over here. So that's a potentiometer with a switch. That's the on-off switch, actually. So let's first check the potentiometer itself. This is the wiper. The wiper is connected to chassis. And then this one, let's see. Okay, I'm really up close. Let me move you out a bit. See, so this is one side of the wiper, and we go up, and it actually looks quite smoothly. And we go up to... Wait, was this a jump? Let me just check again. No, that's 2K. And then it jumps to 12. 2.1? And here? That's weird. See, there it jumps to 12K. I don't know if that's intentional, but I wouldn't think so. In any case, it's a 20K pot. But this point here is weird. See it? Bam. See there, it suddenly jumps. So I think there's something wrong that we need to check. Weird. Now, what is the complete resistance of the potentiometer? That's 27K end to end. So I think, yeah, this also needs cleaning. It's not horrible, but okay. And then the switch, that's the on-off switch. So this is off. See, that's open, and this should be closed. But closed in this case means 40 ohms of resistance. 35. So I guess this pot is also, or well, this switch is also dirty. See, if I close and open it again, it's all over the place. So the switch definitely needs to be cleaned. So I'm also gonna desolder these wires here. So this one was the one from the power cord that we desoldered earlier. This one is going simply to the transformer. So those are the both sides of the switch. And then we have here the potentiometer. Like I said, the center tap is going to chassis. For this, I think I need to zoom you out a bit further. See, so this side of the potentiometer is the one which sticks out here the most towards the front. That one is going to this IF can. And then the other side of the wiper, or not the wiper, the other side of the potentiometer is going here to this tube. And this is the... I think it's the IF. Yes, this is the IF tube. So that's the one here in the back. Okay, so I've got this big boy loose. Funnily enough, it's also an American screw. There is a washer here on the back side. Now, this ground wire is here in the way. So I think I will also need to desolder this one. Now, funnily enough, it says 10M, but that doesn't mean 10 meg, I guess, since it's only, according to me, a 25K. It would be nice if they would actually print or write the value on these things, because, yeah, now I'm just guessing or hoping that what I measure is still correct. Okay. Okay, let's see if we can do something about this. I'm not convinced, because it seems like everything is riveted in place here. Maybe I'm gonna first start and give it just a clean, and then we'll look further. Okay, this guy is a really big challenge. I tried to open it up, spent a lot of time, cut myself 2 times in the process, trying to get this clip off here. That's not coming off. I tried to get this, because the back here is pinched. I tried to get these clips open, didn't succeed. So then I decided to go in the desperate route, and I just hosed it with contact spray. And it's already a lot better, but it's still acting up from time to time. The switch is okay. See, see, so now it's 1.5 ohm, 1.4 ohm. See, and if I close it, it's open as it should, and then 1.5 ohm. So the switch is fine now. The potentiometer inside, it's sometimes good, sometimes not so good. Wait, I'm turning in the wrong direction. See, 2K. See, now it's working. Because I just hosed it with contact spray again. But if I leave it laying around for a couple of hours, then it starts acting up again. See, there we had it. See, 17K. And then it jumps to 8K. So there is still something not good in there. And I hosed it a couple of times. I also cleaned it out with with cleaning spray to remove the contact cleaner, but to no avail. But now, finally, perseverance. I tried again and I managed to open up these clips here, finally. So I think now it should come off. See, I think, yeah. See, it's coming off. I believe. Yes. Slowly. Just make sure that I don't cut myself again. It's moving. See, there it is. But it's better if I do it like this. Because, see these clips, there are some bumps here in this part of the casing, and then these clips, they clip around these bumps. So you just have to, you all have to open them high enough so that they go over the bumps. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Is it normal that there is so much grease inside? Okay, look at this. Let me see, how can I put this so that you can see both the multimeter. See, so the funny thing is that I thought it was a 20K potentiometer, but now I think it's a 10K. Anyway, see, if we go up here, see, there we have a jump in, see, it goes from 7, 8 suddenly to 19. And it's in this area, so that area of the potentiometer, that we get this jump. And it's always around that area. So there must be something wrong there, that we don't get a good contact. See, it does look like there is over there. There is no grease in that area. Maybe it looks also a bit tarnished. Difficult to say. Okay, I think the only way to go here is to clean up this old grease. See, it has become really hard and thick. So I think the only way is here to clean out everything and then lubricate it again. Still have to figure out what type of grease I need to use here, but we'll see that later. First, I'll need to clean this out and then remove this tarnishing, because I do think there is indeed a bit of tarnishing over there. So let me do that and then I'll get back to you. Okay, so I think we might have a break here in the potentiometer wiring, or in the, yeah. So you see, this is the wiper. And on the outside you have a ring of very fine wires. It's a sort of, yeah, coil, I guess, which the wiper runs across. So if I would measure the total resistance here, so if I put my multimeter lead, let me just take another lead, it's going to make life easier. So if I put one lead here on this side, and then if I use my probe as a wiper, see, then you see 1.8K, if I slide it across, it's just like the wiper of the potentiometer. Now, there is a point over here somewhere, here, this point, see, if I go there, 7K, 8K almost. I see, and there we have a jump, 30K. So here, it seems like there is a break in the wire somewhere. See, it is over there somewhere. See? You can also see a clear line here. So there is something wrong. I'm not sure if I can fix that. I can have a go, but I'm not sure it'll work. If I put a small blob of solder here on top, on an area where the wiper doesn't cross, maybe I can solve it, but I'm not sure. As you see, I cleaned up all the grease inside. It looks a lot better now. Lots of the grease was very dry, really caked in there. So I had to clean it out anyway. Okay, so I tried to put a bit of, or a small dab of solder on this problematic area. That seemed to have worked, but the funny thing is, I could just rub the solder off, but then still, it looks like it's making good contact. So I think that it must have gotten some solder in between some of these small wires, which, yeah, makes contact again between the two wires. I think it's also maybe due to oxidation, just like the issue that we have in the field coil. Seems very similar, this problem here. See, now I have from 0, or 2 ohms, we go up and up and up, and 2K, this is the problematic area here. And see, we just continues. Oh no, we don't. Oh my god. Really? Okay, look at this. Now, I did try to bridge this area as well. It's not easy, and I don't know if it's permanent. And obviously, you will reduce the resistance of the potentiometer slightly, but that's the least of my worries. See, I'm now going from 9.99K, and it's going smoothly now. This is now the problematic area. See, and we can pass through it quite smoothly to 0. So it looks like it's now working fine. And you see, it's a 10K pot, right? It's not a 20 or 25K pot. It's a 10K pot. See, in this, the other direction, from 0 to 10K. And you see, it's also logarithmic, because we go here half the travel and we're only at 8K. And then we go quarter of the travel and we're at 3K. So it's a logarithmic 10K pot with a switch attached. So if I ever need to replace this one, I know what to search for now. It's also important. And I found it out because I could bridge the gap here. Now, I'm just going to let it sit for a while and see if it holds up. If I use it again in a couple of hours or so, see if it's still like this. And I guess indeed it's also a slight bit of corrosion here in the pot. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know if this will hold up. We will see. Okay, next up here is this switch. This is a sort of tone control switch. It's connected via these two connections here. One is going to this tube. That's the output pentode. And the other side is going to this capacitor, also to the output pentode. So let me just desolder these. We're going to get the switch out and also get it cleaned. Okay. Okay. And again, as you see, all screws here are tightened with nuts on the backside, which is just annoying because it means that to put everything back, you need to make sure to hold all these nuts in place. It's annoying, but okay, we'll manage. Okay, yeah, there is absolutely no contact on this. Oh, there it is. There is something. Is there something? Nope. Nothing at all. Nothing. 82K. Yeah, this really needs a good cleaning. I think, honestly, if you look at how much dirt there is inside, I think I'm just gonna throw it in the ultrasonic cleaner first and then start removing the tarnishing afterwards, because this is just incredibly dirty. Now, while that switch is cooking in the ultrasonic cleaner, you can hear it in the background probably. I'm just gonna take off all the plugs here. So we've got red, red, black, green, green, black, red, 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 black. That was just for my own reference. And then it's quite easy to get these out. It's just a matter of, see, this one is already loose because I desoldered the power cord from that earlier. Is just a size 8 nut that is holding it in here from the back. The only thing that I should pay attention to is that obviously I put everything back as it should. Now, for most of these, that shouldn't be an issue, because this wiring is so fixed that even if I lose the connector, like here, see this ground wire, it will stay in place, so I won't mess it up. The only thing is here the voltage selector connections. These obviously should stay the same. That's quite important. And they just are in a straight line here to the transformer, see? So I also shouldn't mess these ones up normally. Now, these things, let me just screw them out. See, that should just clean up very well in the ultrasonic cleaner. That shouldn't be an issue. So I'm just gonna take all of these off. Yeah, see, they come out quite easily. I just picked the wrong one as an example because this one had a bit of rust on the inside. So you only loosen this nut, and then here on the front you can twist out the plastic cover of the banana plug. See, and they come out quite easily. Okay, I also took the time to clean everything up. Well, to clean things up a bit here on the bottom side of the chassis. There was a lot of dust everywhere, especially on the wiring. So I cleaned up already quite a bit. I also cleaned here these contacts. These are contacts that take the IF cans or the RF cans in and out of circuit. We'll come back to that part later when we are talking more about the electronics. If you wonder what this is a capacitor. We'll talk about that one in the section about the power supply. But as you'll see, it's really dirty. I think it has been leaking. So I'll take this out and I'll clean it once it's out. I'll just leave it like it is at the moment. But for the rest, everything has been more or less cleaned. Here on the top side, I polished the cans, the electrolytics. Now the problem is that there is a lettering on top, which is not complete anymore. So I can't really polish the top because that'll take away the lettering. And I can't also restore it because I don't know what it should be. See, there is, it's saying something like, here on this one, you can see cap, probably capacity 15 microfarad, 450 volts, and then, I don't know, type 1490? I'm not sure. This lettering is a lot worse. And there is also some kind of symbol here in the middle, but it's totally not complete, so I don't know what it is. So I also don't want to polish it away, so we're just going to leave these cans like they are for now. And then there is also the badge that I finished, see? That received a glossy layer of lacquer, and that's actually looking pretty good. I mean, you can still make out the touch-up here, but yeah, it's very acceptable. So that will look really nice when it's on the chassis, on the backside, obviously, but hey, that's done. Now, what's next? I think I'm gonna leave it at this for this video. I have cleaned and dismantled. Oh, there is one more thing. Let me show you. I sprayed all the IF cans and the tube shields, and honestly, they look really good, I think. See? They came out really nice. Same for these ones here. See, they came out really nice, I think. They look spectacular. So that's done, and I'm really happy with how they came out. They will look nice when they are on top of the repainted chassis as well. Same color as the tuning condenser. This guy, I decided to paint it just in the same way that the original one was painted, meaning like this, see, with the cap on top. So I think this is done. And these, I will put these to the sides. I will leave them. Yeah, the paint is dry, but it still needs to harden. You can feel it that it's still quite soft. That'll take a while. So I'm just gonna put these aside, let the paint harden. And then in the next video, the idea is to do the rest of the chassis. I have done everything I can, more or less, for all the hardware, which can be dismantled from the chassis. Now, in the next video, there are only a couple of things that I still need to decide. First of all, am I going to leave these caps on while repainting the chassis or not? Not sure about that yet. And the same with the transformer. Am I going to take the transformer off and redo it separately? I'm not sure yet. I think it might make sense to do it, but the more things that you take off, the more complicated everything comes to put back together, because then basically on the bottom you don't have any circuit left. So I still need to think a bit about that. I think we made quite a bit of progress. In the next video, we'll do the rest of the chassis. So I'd like to thank you for watching, and I hope I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.